Hello, everyone. Welcome to this presentation. My name is Christina Hook, and today we're going to be discussing MECCA's customer experience strategy and recommendations to make the company more customer-centric. MECCA is a huge retail brand here in Australia, providing skincare, makeup, and fragrances as it ships internationally, and is one of the biggest retail stores in Australia. So in a previous report done for the company, we looked at MECCA's current strategies in place and the overall customer experience. So we know that MECCA has implemented new and innovative strategies to enhance its customer relationships, including Amazon Personalized and the Beauty Loop membership to provide customer insights. The main source of secondary research we used was from social media comments that discussed MECCA's current challenges. We created some customer segments to pinpoint the beauty industry's current market and to identify MECCA's current and prospective customers. We identified that MECCA's biggest challenge is the voice of the customer process, as there seems to be a gap between recognizing the voice of the customer and taking actions to create opportunities. In the end, MECCA's loyalty program, picket fence strategy, and lack of action on the voice of the customer has affected the customer journey and has the potential to damage the customer's trust in the brand. So the three main strategies that were identified in MECCA currently is IDICT. MECCA seems to have a disconnect between the insight and the action, which specifically there seems to be a lack of engagement and training from in-store staff in certain stores, notable differences in treatment between MVCs and non-MVCs, and an overall poor online customer support system. We also identified DIRFT. However, it is proven through research that most companies have poor metrics in evaluating the effectiveness of listening and learning and the voice of the customer, which actually have the greatest impact and potential amongst any strategies. We also identified a picket fence strategy through its Beauty Loop loyalty program. It was identified that this method may be discriminatory towards those who are outside of the picket fence. So let's get on to our main recommendations for MECCA. So overall, MECCA needs to evaluate its online and in-store customer experience. MECCA should focus on transitioning from a product-centric company to a custom-centric company. And MECCA needs to measure and act on what is important to the customer. These measurements should be based on the customer's perspective of their experience within the brand, and it should improve its standards, including response times, staff interface, reliability, and service level thresholds. Using these measurements will provide a basis for setting goals and corrective measures within the company. We should also consider that customer satisfaction should be the #1 goal of the employees and staff members, and measures should be attempted even if they may seem difficult to quantify in the long run. We identify these complaints when looking at the service blueprint and the value proposition canvases. So this is the service blueprint that's been created for MECCA to identify its current progresses. We chose a service blueprint over a customer journey because we can identify what is happening within the company and what it's doing throughout the customer journey. And as you can see here, there's a lack of back of house interactions and support processes, and identifying and monitoring the post-purchase sequence of the customer journey. So this is mainly focusing towards the online customer experience. And other than automated notification of the delivery, this lack of activity is supported by the fact that majority of the online social media complaints are regarding deliveries not coming, deliveries being damaged, and problems regarding return policies. And this process can totally taint the entire customer journey and create a bad service. This can also be identified within our value proposition canvases, such as Jessica Christopher, who represents the younger generation that is more proactive, has higher moral values, and represents the people of color industry. And they see MECCA as a makeup artist as a essential product-wise. We also have Lisa Davids, who represents the older demographic within the beauty industry, and has a higher income, desires more luxury products, but is less educated in online and technology-based services. And I don't know if you saw in the customer side of the canvas, while MECCA has many wonderful product services and game creators, it's lacking a lot of pain relievers, which emphasize the fact that even though you can have many wonderful services and benefits to the company, a lot of small problems can really affect the entire service. So in order for MECCA to be better prepared for its future customer experience management, MECCA needs to reestablish a strategic trustability, ensuring that it is highly trustable and not just traditionally trustworthy. This can be done by emphasizing to employees to follow the golden rule, the principle of treating one as you would want to be treated towards their customers, and to build this into a corporate culture. This also ensures that customers remain loyal because they trust the brand to act in their interests. Another big factor is to remove the picket fence strategy and focus on the voice of the employee and the voice of the customer. This doesn't mean to remove the Beauty Loop membership program, as membership programs and loyalty programs have a great benefit and can increase revenue. However, only limiting your analysis data to the picket fence, you are neglecting an entire group of customers who can not afford to get into the Beauty Loop. So by not using the picket fence strategy, you are broadening the range of customer experience data and thus increasing the voice of the customer influence. This also empowers the voice of the employee to alter behavioral patterns and this will help to train your employees to create a more customer-centric culture. Because if you do not have a happy employee, you'll probably not have a happy customer. So the overall recommendations to finalize involves reevaluating the online customer experience and transition from a product-centric to customer-centric corporate. And these measurements will be made based off the customer experience. MECCA should reevaluate its back-of-stage interactions and support processes for post-purchase concerns, and this is supported by the service blueprint and the value proposition canvases. MECCA should reestablish a strategic trustability to ensure that it is highly trustable and not just traditionally trustworthy. And it should also prioritize the voice of the customer in the decision-making for future prospects. That is all for this presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Here is a list of references that I use to help and support my theory and my beliefs, and hopefully this helps MECCA and its future customer experience management. Thank you very much.